Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Degnan. Taking the SAT test online might be easier and beneficial for some students. WYLN's Mackenzie Auker has the story.
College Board has recently announced the SAT will be trimmed down to 2 hours and will be taken online in 2024. Since the announcement, schools are going under a few changes to meet the new criteria for the SAT.
We embed the SAT prep into our curriculum, and we do our college counseling services do work with the students throughout the year. So we have test prep kind of built into our program. And so we'll change with the test a little bit because, now it lets you use a calculator the entire time, and the reading passages will be a little shorter in one question, so there's a little bit of less is more there. But we're ready to go.
Taking the SAT can be stressful at times, which may bring some students' scores down. With the test being online, students may find it easier to take and navigate.
I think students are really comfortable in the digital world. I know that the SAT internally kind of decided that 80% of students that they talk to were much more comfortable taking it, and I think our students are really comfortable in the digital world. We've pivoted to online during the pandemic when we needed to, so I think they're going to be really comfortable with it.
Many colleges have made the test an optional requirement for students, especially during the pandemic. According to the Fair Test National Center for Fair and Open Testing, 2.2 million students in the class of 2020 took the exam, with the numbers decreasing to 1.5 million for the class of 2021.
A lot of schools have moved to test optional now, so they're not requiring the test. So with students more comfortable, it'll certainly be helpful. I think what colleges are really looking at these days is a rigorous college preparatory program. And a well-rounded student, and that really is what they want to see. In addition to test scores being helpful, I think that's more what colleges are looking at.
It's no surprise the College Board has decided to move the test online since many students learned from home during the pandemic.
I think it's good. I think we all need to adapt in light of the pandemic, absolutely. And I think that the biggest thing that I liked about it is that students will feel more comfortable. We need to make sure that our students are comfortable and accessible and feel welcomed in all avenues. So if that means tests, standardized tests like the SAT are doing that, that's a really good thing for everybody.
Students will have plenty of time to prepare themselves and transition on the new way of taking the SAT. Reporting for WYLN News in Freeland, I'm Mackenzie Auker.
A man accused of shooting and killing one and injuring 2 others in Mahanoy City last year has been brought back to Schuylkill County. 36-year-old Santiano Pierre Malone, a.k.a. Sosa, was wanted on 1st and 3rd-degree murder charges, as well as aggravated assault, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person. His charges stem from a shooting back in October at the R Music 21 Lounge in the 100 block of East Center Street in Mahanoy City. Malone shot 2 people and killed another. He fled the scene but was later found and arrested by members of the U.S. Marshals Service Fugitive Task Force in Memphis, Tennessee. Malone was flown back to Schuylkill County and brought to the State Police Barracks in Frackville Thursday for a video arraignment on murder charges. He was denied bail and transported to the Schuylkill County Prison. State police are investigating a burglary that took place over the weekend at a home in Schuylkill County. The burglary took place between the hours of 5:30 p.m. on Sunday and 3 a.m. Monday at a home on West Cherry Street in Shenandoah. At the time of the burglary, an unidentified individual entered the home, went into the upstairs master bedroom, and stole a safe, lockbox, and other items. After investigating the burglary, the individual is believed to have fled the home through a basement door. Anyone with information on that incident is being asked to contact the Frackville Barracks at 570-874-5300. A Shenandoah woman was arrested for breaking and entering into numerous residences. State police were called to the area of West Cole Street back in the early morning hours of January 19th for reports of disturbances in at least 2 homes. The suspect was identified as 37-year-old Jennifer Kitkavage, who appeared to be under the influence of a narcotic. Police found her lying on a bed in the upstairs of one of the homes. She was taken into custody and charged with criminal trespass, burglary, harassment, and disorderly conduct. She was arraigned and taken to Schuylkill County Prison for lack of $25,000 straight cash bail. A 44 man is behind bars for allegedly violating the conditions of his bail. 37-year-old David Fortin was arrested back on November 23rd and charged with 500 counts of child pornography and dissemination of child sex acts. He posted $300,000 bail through a bondsman and was released from jail January 10th. West Hazleton police paid a visit to Fortin's Tamaqua address earlier this week and found him to be residing in a home where children also allegedly lived. Prosecutors filed a petition to revoke his bail, and Luzerne County Judge Joseph Sklarowski agreed to that request. The judge also noted that the bail bonds company failed to review and comply with Fortin's bail conditions. A brand new convenience store will be opening up in the Humboldt Industrial Park. The Hazleton area will be getting its first taste of 7-Eleven. It's being built along Route 924 and Maplewood Drive. The convenience store will also consist of a gas station that will include diesel fuel pumps for tractor trailers behind the building. There will be two entrances to the facility, one planned off Route 924, the other on Maplewood Drive. There's no word at this time as to when construction on that new 7-Eleven will be completed in Hazel Township. State Representative Aaron Koffer announced yesterday that nearly $4 million will be available to help out Luzerne County's health care system. The funds will be used to help Luzerne County hospitals recruit and retain nurses and health healthcare professionals. Koffer said that, quote, "We want our local healthcare providers to be able to attract and maintain the healthcare workers our community needs to combat the COVID-19 pandemic." Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton and Wilkesboro General will be receiving over $1 million each, while Geisinger Wyoming Valley Medical Center was awarded just over $745,000. The overall spending plan also provides $15 million in funding for nurse student loan forgiveness. That's through the Pennsylvania Higher Education Assistance Agency. Emergency crews in western Pennsylvania were on the scene as they rescued people from a collapsed bridge today in Pittsburgh. Around 4 vehicles, including a Port Authority bus, were on the bridge over Fern Hollow Creek when it collapsed shortly before 7 this morning. 10 people sustained injuries. 3 had to be taken to the hospital with what were said to be non-life-threatening injuries. Crews worked throughout the morning to make sure that no one was underneath the bridge when the incident happened. The bridge collapsed the same day that President Joe Biden is making a visit to Pittsburgh to discuss his $1 trillion infrastructure law. The city of Wilkesboro announcing the date for this year's annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. The parade is set to kick off at 2 p.m. Sunday, March 13th at South Main Street before processing down to Public Square. Sponsors and participants can register for the parade by visiting the City of Wilkesboro's website. Applications for sponsors are due by February 28th, while participant applications are due no later than March 7th. Coming up on Wyln News, the Polar Plunge was postponed. Plus, it's game day. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hey, do you want to go to Snowman? It's going to snow tomorrow. Thank you.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the Wyln News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
If you were planning to take the Polar Plunge this weekend for Marian Catholic High School, you'll have to hold off. The event has been rescheduled to Saturday, February 5th due to the forecast. Registration for the event begins at 10 a.m. Participants will take the plunge at Mauchunk Lake beginning at noon. If you'd like more information or care to register, visit mariancatholichighschool.org or you can call Kathy at 610-704-8037. Longtime Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger has announced his retirement on Thursday. After 18 seasons, 2 Super Bowls, countless team records, and a spot in the Hall of Fame all but secured, Big Ben said it was time to clean out his locker and hang up his cleats. The Steelers never endured a losing season during his tenure and reached the playoffs 12 times in his career. The Steelers won the AFC North 8 times, and his 53-game winning drives are tied for second in NFL history, behind Peyton Manning's 54. Big Ben captured a 165-81-1 record as a starter, the most in franchise history and 5th most ever. The 39-year-old called the journey from a kid growing up in Ohio to the 11th overall pick in the 2004 draft to a likely future Hall of Famer exhilarating. If you've been thinking about adopting a pet, well, there's no time like the present. So let's check out the SPCA of Luzerne County for all breeds, shapes, and sizes of pets. The shelter has some more furry friends for you to check out this week, and everyone meet Drama. He's a cute, sweet, and timid boy who was recently surrendered to the shelter because his owner couldn't spend enough time with him. With his wide, bright eyes, how can you say no to that face? Up next, Rosalina. She is an adorable, active young girl who just loves attention and just wants to be your best friend. So come out and meet this spry lady and you'll be sure to fall in love. You can call 570-825-4111 to come on down and check out these featured pets and so many more. And you never know, you just may meet your new best friend and give them a well-deserved forever home. Our Wyln sports crew is already down in Plymouth, gearing up for its next 2022 high school basketball game. We kick off with some live Cougar Spartans action tonight when the ball is in Wyoming Valley West Court for the girls matchup against Hazleton. Get your favorite fill of Marty Burns, Joe Flanagan, and our Wyln sports crew bringing you the event, not just the highlights. No plans tonight? No problem. Got some? Well, cancel them. Instead, tune in for the 7:30 tip-off and all the live local action right here on Wyln TV. Coming up on Sugar Notch's News Choice, your weekend review, courtesy of our Julia Wiegand. Plus, leading the way into its final segment for the week. Stay with us.
Hey, Dr. Alex here with another Feel Good Friday. Talking to you today about mental health. So the president of the doctor school I came from, Parker University, he had a PSA for all his recently graduated doctors and students back when I was leaving at the beginning of the pandemic, talking about how mental health issues and low mobility issues, lack of social contact was going to be a huge issue by the end of this pandemic. Well, pandemic's still going on. It's been probably about 2 years since that PSA, and I'm seeing it now. I'm in clinic, I'm working with patients, and there's so much. It's a new pandemic. So, 2 good ideas for fighting depression, anxiety: purposeful activity that has real meaning, and social contact, regardless of the cost. That'll help you to feel good.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Did you know that WYLN News provides news updates every weekday afternoon
at 1, 3, and 5 here on TV and on social media?
Did you also know you can watch WYLN News on the go by visiting our website or YouTube page?
Now more than ever,
WYLN is your local news leader.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
Monday. A water main break that burst in West Hazleton Monday afternoon closed traffic to 1 lane for repairs. Crews were called to the intersection of Susquehanna Boulevard and Deer Run Road near Arby's for a report of a water main break around 4 Monday afternoon. Water flowed onto the busy roadway as the Hazleton City Water Department used heavy machinery to remove rock and open up the area around the leak. A PennDOT plow also came by to salt the roadway to prevent freezing as crews pumped water out from beneath. Tuesday. 1 person was pronounced dead after an early morning apartment complex fire in Wilkesboro. Firefighters were called to the Genetti apartment complex at East Market Street and South Pennsylvania Avenue Tuesday morning just before 2. Police officers evacuated up to 125 people from the apartment building through narrow stairwells, and 4 were rescued through a 4th-floor window by an aerial ladder truck. The fatal victim of the fire was later identified as 67-year-old Larry Wilson of Wilkesboro, who died due to accidental smoke inhalation. Evacuated tenants were placed inside Genetti's 27 ballrooms, while others were transported by school bus to 3 local hotels, aided by the NEPA chapter of the American Red Cross. During a preliminary review, every floor suffered damage, while the most serious smoke and water damage took place on the first 5 floors. The intense inferno was contained to an interior 3rd-floor room. It's still unclear as to how long it'll take to reconstruct the apartment complex, as well as when it can reopen its doors again, as the cause of the blaze remains under investigation. Wednesday. The City of Hazleton came up with a solution to quickly fill vacant police positions. City Council approved a process where the police chief, mayor, and civil service board members can fill open police positions without competition. Potential police officers will be selected from a list based on their experience and expertise. The new hiring process will stand until the city meets its goal of hiring 46 full-time officers. The city currently has 39, but needs 7 more to meet its budget. Police plan to advertise open positions in a New York newspaper while recruiting part-time officers from smaller departments or those who work in other states. Thursday. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton announced a groundbreaking time frame for their latest facility. A brand new state-of-the-art cancer center is set to open on the hospital's campus in 2023. The former Hazleton General Hospital School of Nursing is still under demolition and should be completed within the next few weeks. A groundbreaking event for the new building will be taking place at the beginning of March. Friday. A man accused of shooting and killing 1 and injuring 2 others in Mahanoy City last year has been brought back to Schuylkill County. 36-year-old Santonio Pierre Malone, a.k.a. Sosa, was wanted on 1st and 3rd degree murder charges, as well as aggravated assault, simple assault, and recklessly endangering another person. His charges stem from a shooting back in October at the Our Music 21 Lounge in the 100 block of East Center Street in Mahanoy City. Malone shot 2 people and killed another. He fled the scene, but was later found and arrested by members of the U.S. Marshals Service Fugitive Task Force in Memphis, Tennessee. Malone was flown back to Schuylkill County and brought to the State Police Barracks in Frackville Thursday for a video arraignment on murder charges. He was denied bail and transported to Schuylkill County Prison. That's it for your week in review, here on WYLN News.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Tomorrow's care starts today with Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your ER partner.
Moore & Associates, accountants and advisors located at 751 North Church Street in Hazleton. Contact them for all your individual and business tax and accounting needs. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
WYLN is going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Chris Barrett is leading the way to wrap up this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's final segment of Leading the Way with Chris Barrett from the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau. Chris, looking towards the future, what else is in store? Any projects or goals that you're working on?
What's really exciting is there are a number of companies and developers looking at investing more into the Pocono Mountains. So that's very, very exciting. And I think over the next 3 to 5 years, we'll see some new things. We'll see some things that have been rehabilitated. And it's just very exciting because it's growing geometrically. So we're very, very thankful for that. And also, too, with the new infrastructure bill, we hopefully may see the train finally come, an Amtrak passenger rail service, come back to the Poconos after 50 plus years, which will really open up a lot of doors for us, and a lot of exciting things happening and a lot of great things to look forward to.
Yeah, that would be great to have
amazing.
Amtrak come through there. I mean, because the closest, I guess, it would be Philly or to go to.
Right.
Yeah.
So the line would run from Penn Station through the Poconos up to Scranton. So very exciting.
What advice do you have for people who also want to pursue a career similar to yours?
I think the best advice I ever got really started here in Hazleton. I worked for the Snap family. I worked at Snap's Bakery, and they taught me how to work hard and to be committed and how to be focused and how to be loyal. And those things I think have done well for me over time. And that's what I encourage everybody to do, is to work hard. I mean, in America, because you can work hard, you can almost get anything, you can achieve almost any dream. You know, small kid from Walter Street, you know, we were very poor when we grew up, and, you know, now, looking back on it, it was probably the best experience I could have ever had, and I'm very thankful for it. I'm proud to say I'm from Hazleton, I really am. And I'm proud to say that, you know, I began my career and started to work here because it was a great start.
Yeah. You know, I think of CEO and president and CEO of someone being behind the scenes, sitting behind a desk, giving direction and keep the company running, but you really take an active role in what you do. And like I joke with you, you know, you have a tough job, but you seem very comfortable doing what you do. And, you know, you come across that way in, you know, seeing you and watching you on Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau website and Pocono Television Network.
You know, thank you for saying that. I think the key thing is I believe in the product. I know the people who are behind it. I know the hard work they put into it and their belief in it. And it's easier for me to really get out there and represent it because I know what has built it and what's behind it and how strong it really is. And I'm proud of it. There's so many people up there that are incredibly proud of it. And then to our team, you know, our team is just, they make it all look really, really easy. But as you know, there's a lot of work behind the scenes to make just something like this happen.
Right.
It's incredibly, it's not easy. And, you know, I value partnerships and working with other people because it's incredibly important. The more people you can bring to the table, the better, because you'll have an incredibly strong product and a really good message.
Well, like I said, you're doing a great job, and when your position becomes available, let me know. There'll probably be a lot of people applying for that one.
Thanks for having me, by the way. This was so much fun. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking with us all week, and an even bigger thanks to Chris Barrett for coming in to chat with us. Have a great weekend, everyone. Best of luck, best of life. Good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Now stay with us. A look at today's weather next, right here on WYLN TV. And happy birthday, Julie.